Hi, I'm Jen.
I'm Brian.
And today we're going to talk a little bit about different beats. Okay, beats. All right. Now, beats. Okay. The reason why I'm bringing this up is that I get a lot of people asking about, okay, why don't you just do this or why don't you just do that? And what I try to do is I try to explain to people, okay, yeah, Bruce Lee, he at his prime was very fast, and very few people can match his speed and his athleticism at the time. And that's how come he created his half-beat fighting, half-beat. Okay, so what's half-beat, and what's a full beat, and what's a 1.5 beat? Okay, these are, Bruce Lee, he was also a cha-cha dancer. So he did a lot of dancing, and he taught dancing, and he liked music. And he understood how the beat in music was very similar to the beats in combat. Okay, so he grabbed that concept and he tried to apply it into his own martial art. Okay, now a full beat, if we think about it in musical terms, a full beat is like a drum beat, and it would sound like that. Okay, so it's like a full beat. Okay, a half beat is when two beats fill the same space as a full beat. So it would sound like this. Okay, so it's a little bit faster, right? It's twice as fast as the full beat. Okay, and then the 1.5 beat is slower than the full beat. Okay, so you have you have the full beat, but then you have 1.5 beat. Okay, so it's slower, okay, than the half beat. Okay, so it's called half beat fighting, and it's a great concept. Okay, and but you have to understand, especially as an instructor, not everybody is as fast as Bruce Lee. And Dan Inosanto, one of my other instructors, he understood that, because even when Dan Inosanto was in his prime training with Bruce Lee, he still couldn't do what Bruce Lee was doing. He just was not that gifted. So he realized, what can I do? So that's how come Dan Inosanto, when you're training, he teaches you all 3 beats. Because when you're fast and you're very athletic, you should fight on the half beat. Okay? If you're slower or not as fast, then you should fight on a full beat. If you're old and you can't rely on your speed and athleticism, then you should rely on being even slower, right, or 1.5 beat. Okay? So depending on your athleticism is going to dictate what you're going to gravitate towards. Okay? So, an example. Okay, he's going to hold up the focus med. Okay? Let's say boxing. Okay? Boxing, if he holds it out, is a full beat fighting method. Okay, so it's okay. So that means like 1, 2, right? Okay? 1, 2, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you see, there's like a rhythm. Okay, and even really good fighters, that's what they do, is they study a fighter's rhythm. Okay, so that's considered full beat fighting. 1, 2. Okay, the time it takes for your shoulders to rotate fully. Okay, back and forth. Okay. In Chinese boxing and Wing Chun, there's a lot of half beat fighting. Okay, so our 1, 2 would be. So it fills that space quicker. Why? Because we don't have to turn the shoulders. Okay? So it's twice as fast. Okay? So then the 1.5 beat we're going to go into a little bit. Okay? So now, how do you apply that concept into training? Okay, we're going to practice. All right? So Brian's going to get into a fighting stance. I'm going to get into a fighting stance. Now, the first thing you want to do is make sure that you're not starting off too close. Okay? If I'm here, I'm already starting off way too close to Brian. Okay, that means I'm in boxing range already. See, he can touch me with his extended hand. This is no good for me. Okay, I don't want to be here. Why? Because a boxer is going to take a step in and punch you. Okay, this is dangerous, right? So I don't want to be here. But if he extends his arm fully, okay, And then I take a half step back from here. Okay? And then he goes back. This is where you should start your training from. Okay? This is half step back away from boxing range. Okay? So now we're going to start from here. The second thing is, Brian is going to step in and, let's say, punch. Step in and punch. When he steps in and punch, you also have to step in and punch. Or step in. Okay? So forget the punch for now. Just step in. So when he steps in, I have to train my body to step in. It's like two cars crashing. Okay? You got it? I don't want to train where Brian steps in and then I do all my stuff here. This is no good. This is not right training. Okay? In Chinese martial arts, in Chinese boxing, we go forward. That's it. You have to go forward. You can't go, he punches and step back. This is no good. Or step sideways. This is no good. Or sway back. Wing Chun only knows one footwork. Okay? That means half step out from boxing. He comes in, I go in. That's it. Okay? I go in. He steps in, I go in. Alright? So you gotta get in the habit of that training. Alright, so from here, we're gonna start with the half beat method. This is when you're fast. This is when you're young, you're aggressive, you're athletic. If you fit that description, then practice half beat fighting. Okay? Half beat fighting. So we're gonna practice. So he's gonna hold up the focus mitt. He's gonna have his hand ready, like boxing range. I'm gonna be on guard. I'm half a step away from boxing range. Okay? I'm in my 60-40 stance. Okay? As soon as Brian comes in to punch, right? Okay? I'm gonna beat him to the target. I'm gonna beat him. That's half step. I don't wait for Brian. As soon as I see any movement at all, pow, I beat him there. Okay? You got it? So you should practice. If you are very athletic, okay, practice that way. It's half beat. That means I don't want the contact. I don't want to do the chi sao. Okay? I don't want him touching me at all. Okay? Why? Because I'm faster. Okay? So from here, he's got his, as soon as I see that punch come, okay, I go in. Okay? Half beat. Boom. Okay? That's half beat fighting. I'm half a beat faster than Brian in this scenario. Okay? Now, some of you guys, like Guru Dan, like Dan Asano, figured out, man, I go against Bruce Lee, he gets to me faster. So Dan Inosanto, he realized he had to have a guarding hand. So that's the next step. Okay? So now you're going to practice full beat. You're going to match his speed. So from here, we're going to use the Pak Sao and punch. Pak Sao and punch. Okay? Even when I did the half beat, I still did Pak Sao and punch, except there's nothing here. Okay? I just beat him anyway. But for now I'm going to match his speed. When Brian comes in, I'm going to Pak Sao and punch. I'm going to match his speed. This means that we're about the same speed, okay? Same level as far as speed goes. So Pak Sao and punch at the same time, okay? So Brian comes in, he comes in and punch, okay? I Pak and punch. I match his speed with my two hands. That means I need this hand to guard. The Pak Sao is now very important, okay? Got it? All right, so one more time, he comes in, I Pak and punch. Okay? Got it? The third is, Brian's way faster than me. Okay? I can't match his speed. Or I'm older, I realize that I'm not as fast as I used to be. Okay? So this time, now you have to have the touch. You have to have the sensitivity. Okay? Why? What slows the younger, faster, more aggressive opponent? What slows him down? Your body frame. But your body structure can only slow him down if you jam him. If you go in. Use your body structure in. Okay? So now, from here, when Brian comes in and punch, okay, I'm going to get the touch first. I need to defend with my structure, right? Okay? And then when he's retreating that hand to punch again, now I go in. Okay? That's half beat slower than Brian. Okay? So this is now your chi sao comes into play, right? He comes in, you punch, I defend. Okay? When he goes back, I go in. Okay? So practice all three beats. Okay? So that when you're young, you can practice the half beat fighting, which is faster. Okay, there's no problem. There's no. So in other words, when I'm showing you stuff through the videos, okay, like Tansao. Let's say Tansao and punch. I think we did that once, right? We did Tansao and punch against the hook. Okay, so if Brian, okay, like we did, I think another drill where you punch, you hook, we cover, right? We cover and then we come out, right? We get close, okay? Now, to stay in medium range, okay? But you can take this concept, okay, and practice that drill using the half beat if you are young and athletic. So from here, and he's got it out. As soon as Brian goes to hook my head, I beat him to it. I beat him there. Okay? He comes in, I beat him there. That's half beat. Okay? If he's just as fast as me, I'm just as fast as him. When he goes to hook, right? See, I cover, I do the time, cover, get in, and hit at the same time. Do it together. Okay? Okay? One, you go to hook, so you do it together. Okay? If you're very old and slow, right, then you can't move fast. So, right? First hit him with your cane, right? Right? No, then you have to go. You have to rely on your defense, the touch. So now from here, now he comes in and hooks. I have to get my body structure in first. Okay, defend, right? And then when he starts to retract, score up to me. Now I go in. I punch. Okay, so. So again, to cover, when you're very young and very fast and you're learning Chinese boxing, there's nothing wrong with using your athleticism to overcome a weaker opponent. Right? You don't when you're young and you're fast, why bother with the touching? Okay? That's why Bruce Lee at his prime said offense is the best defense. At that time, it was very true for him because he was very gifted, athletically and speed-wise. Nobody could match him. But Hawkins, just the other day, he said, we were talking about Bruce Lee, and he said, you know, if Bruce Lee were alive today, he would be close to his 70s, right? Late 60s, early 70s. If he was that, he goes, Hawkins says, if he, at this time, he would, how can he be half beat fighting? How can he be faster than everyone? He's too slow. He would be slow, right? Or slower, right? So he would have to rely on the touch first, okay? That means at this time and age, just like Hawkins came to that realization, Bruce Lee, he says Bruce Lee would come to the same realization, which is defense is now the best offense at that age. Why? Because at that age, you can't go in there like this and start plowing people. You just don't have the muscle or the power, the time. You don't have the athletic abilities anymore. It's at that age, it's about survival. Being able to survive by using your body structure and the touch, the jamming, being able to survive, he punches, right? Okay? Any type of punch, right? To get out of a dangerous situation by using the body structure. It's not even about offense anymore. It's just about the defense. Okay? And then getting out of there. Okay? Hawkins says, when you're his age and you try to do offense on someone, right? You're just gonna piss him off. You piss him off, he's gonna go back to his house, get his gun, bring his baseball bat, bring his friends, and he's gonna come back at you. Right? He says he doesn't want to piss people off. He's too old. So he just controls. Defense, controls. Right? Says, okay, hey, sorry, Are we friends now? Right? Okay. Right? You understand? So when you're older, you have to rely on the third beat, half beat slower. Okay? So those are three beats. Practice and understand that when I teach anything, any type of drill, that you can always practice it using one of those three, or all of those three. You should actually practice all of those three methods, okay, of timing. Okay? So practice, and Brian and I and Mike will see you next week. Thank you.